we're backed up with a workout. So I'm going to get you guys going right away into our hamstrings. So just hopefully you guys can see me. Find yourself your standing position with something just to give you a bit of balance, and you're going to give me leg swings back and forward for 10 reps. Just swings here, maybe getting a little bit higher each time. And breathe. Lovely. Once you're done, we're going to take that same foot out in front, point the toe down to the ground, squeeze the knee and the quad, and we're going to do 10 controlled leg lifts here. So take your hand to your hip, control the lift up, and bring it back down. You probably won't get as high here. I'm not looking for height, just good tension and control for 10 reps. This should feel a lot more challenging, especially in that quad. Lovely. Once you've done 10, guys, I'm going to ask you to hold it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep trying to pull it up. 2 and 1. Whew. All right, taking it to the opposite leg, starting with your swings. Lovely. Once you've done your 10, point that foot out in front, get as much tension in the leg, and off you go for 10 leg lifts. And on that 10th rep, guys, on your own count, holding that leg for 10 seconds in the air. Lovely. Once we're done, guys, we're going to come to our mat into a squat and a pikelet routine. You guys know this one, I think. So from your squat, do 2 squats, pressing your knees back into 2 bounces with your upper body. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 10. Keeping your hands in contact with the ground if you can. And maybe keeping your heels a little bit lower at the bottom of that squat. Lovely, guys. Beautiful. For your next exercise, if you have something that you can hold on to in that pike fold with your hands, like a foam roller or a yoga block, just to lift your hands a little bit off the air. If you're flexible enough, guys, you can just bring your hands to the floor. Lovely. And a quick look at me here. So I want you to keep your hands as close as you can to your feet, not way out in front. We're going to take one leg back, point that leg, and a little bit like we did standing, you're going to do 10 controlled leg kicks backwards. And off you go, guys. So as you lift that heel, I want you to actively pull your chest down. Start with your foot pointed back on the floor. Yes, Danielle, and just come back to that position. Lovely. Jenny, can you get lower with the hands and drop your chest a little bit lower? There you go. Beautiful. So I want you to see you actively pulling that chest down. And guys, I know some of you are finished, but just come back to that same position. Give me one more rep. You're going to hold your leg up here and you're going to do 10 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then hold it up for 10 seconds while actively trying to drop the chest. Everyone's a little bit on their own count here. Those pulses are even smaller, Danielle, so right at the top of your range, just a little pulse. Really nice, guys. So we're sticking with the same leg in front. So my same foot is back, and I'm just going to plant it onto the ground now and just fold forward onto that other leg. Coming into a split leg pike fold here. And we're just hanging out here for 30 seconds. So my same leg that was on the ground, that one is still in front. Let the upper body hang heavy here for 10 more seconds. Lovely, guys. Up we come, and we're going to do the same sequence with the opposite leg. So coming back down to your position, point that toe. If you can see my back foot here is pointed and just tipping off the floor. And from here, then lift it and try to pull my chest down for 10. So not quite a leg swing, maybe not as controlled as a kick either. Try to keep tension, guys, by squeezing your quad and pointing your toe. Once you've done 10 lifts, you're going to hold it at your top end range and go for 10 pulses. So I'm going to get as high as I can in the little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then hold it up for 10 as well. Really nice, guys. And when you're done, take that leg back to the ground, plant it. So 2 feet are facing forward, and come to your split leg pike fold. Lovely. We're here for another 20 seconds. Very nice, guys, and relax. Okay, you can stay standing for me. We're going to do a little bit of calf and ankle health, and then we'll come back to our hamstrings again. So just coming onto your mat, feet together, hands on the hips, and we're going to go for 30 calf raises. As I lift my heels as high from the ground, I want to keep my ankle bones together, so I don't want my feet to flare apart. You can see my legs and my ankles are together throughout that movement. So off we go, guys, in your own time, 30 reps. Take a slight pause at the top and make sure you're controlling that position back down to the floor. Lovely. So Warren, if you can bring your big toe and ankles together. There you go. And press those ankle bones together at the top of your calf raise. Beautiful. So you don't want them to flare out. Very nice, guys. So between rep 20 and 30, you should start to feel a burn. Lovely, guys. And I can start to feel it just on the top of my calf there. Alrighty, give yourself a little break before our next set. You're going to come down into a kneeling position. Your foot is flat on the floor here. Again, I'm going to press my big toe and ankle bones together. Finish your calf raises, guys, if you're still working on them, that's fine. And I'm just going to take my hips back, push my ankle bones together, and just sit back here for a nice stretch through the front of the ankle. If this feels really easy, guys, I want you to grab the front of one knee and lift it back, or you can place your hands to the outside and lift both knees, and you get a really nice stretch down the front of the foot. Or simply just sitting here for some people might be enough. Lovely, guys. Another 30 seconds. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and up we come, guys. So we're coming back to our feet. This time I'm going to take the focus to the front of our shins. So you can lean against the wall here. Feet are slightly out in front. And I'm going to do 30 toe lifts. So you're pulling your toes back to meet your shins for 30 reps. Again, taking that little pause at the top and slowly lowering your feet back to the ground. So 30 reps, guys, and this one you'll start to feel down the front of the shin. Love. And position your feet wherever feels good. If you want to take them forward from your wall space, that's fine. A slight bend in the knee is okay if it helps you to get those toes a little bit higher. Very nice, guys. Lovely. While you're finishing off, once you're done your 30 reps, you're going to join me back on your knees. This time I'm going to curl my toes under. So I'm on the ball of my feet. Again, push my ankle bones together and sit back on top of my heels. Even leaning back, guys, will increase that pressure. But make sure your shoulders are stacked over your hips and ankles. And we're here for 30 seconds. We'll let you guys get settled in. This one can be a little bit uncomfortable, especially if you've got tight tendons on the bottom of the feet. Lovely, guys. Another 10 seconds here. Beautiful, and out we come. We're going to stay here on our mats, guys. And if you want, you can grab any supports for your hands here for the next one. I don't have any here with me tonight, so I'm going to work without. I'm coming to a half kneeling split here, guys. So I'm going to take one leg out in front. And then from here, I want you to think about hinging from the hips, so not rounding the back, nice and straight, hinging from the hips. And this is where if you have your supports, you can come to a position that's good for you. If you can get your hands to the floor without rounding too much. So if I was like this, and I have that round lower back, I'm losing the stretch. I really need to flatten that lower back. So I'm thinking about getting the top of my tummy to close that gap on top of my thigh. You can see the difference there. All right, once you're here, guys, I'm going to point my toe and hinge forward as much as I can to feel a stretch. And we're going to be here for 30 seconds. Off we go. So really think of extending that spine, keeping it as flat as possible. Shoulders are pinned back, neutral neck. And even if you can see yourself on the screen, guys, if you look at your low back, just make sure it's not rounded like so. Keep that back as flat as you can. 10 more seconds, guys. And we're staying in this position. We're just going to pull our toe towards us, which will slightly shift that hamstring stretch. So 3, 2, 1, turn your foot, pull it back, and you'll feel a deeper stretch into the back of the knee. Give me a thumbs up if you're getting that. Lovely. So really actively keep pulling that toe. And breathe. Another 10 seconds. Okay, guys, we're staying in this stretch, but if you have a quick look at me, for the next 30 seconds, it's like I'm waving my foot. So I'm turning my foot side to side, as if I'm waving at someone with the sole of my foot, if that makes sense. Off we go. So you should feel your hip rotating in that socket left to right. And turn that toe inwards and outwards as much as you can. Take your time with it. And breathe. I can feel myself heating up here. Maybe you feel some sensations in the low back, out towards the back of your hip, as you turn internally and externally move that hip. Lovely, guys. Without moving the feet, I'm going to get you to bend that front foot, take your hips forward and down, keep your hands on the ground, and we're going to take our focus to our back leg next. All right, from here, I'm going to do 10 heel pulls, trying to get my heel up to my butt cheek. Feel that hamstring contraction at the top of the lift and slowly lower it down for 10 reps. On that 10th rep, guys, I want you to keep your heel pulled up. And we're going to do 10 pulses here. So at your end range, just trying to pull that heel a little further. Just an inch or so. And then at your last pulse, you're going to hold the contraction for 10 in your own count. 9. Whoo, I can feel my face burning up in this one. Sorry, I might count you guys through the next one. I think I've just lost count a little bit. So I trust you guys to do your 10 pulses and your 10-second hold. Woo, that was tough. We're going to stay here for one more, guys. From this exact position, if you can, take your hands to your knees, push your shoulders back over your hips, take your hands to your hips and just drop the hips through here. And breathe, let gravity do its work. If you can reach back, getting your fingers to the floor, maybe you keep your hands on your hips, or maybe you slightly rest onto that front knee, but try to take the weight of the upper body of the torso down into the hips here and breathe. 20 seconds. 10 more seconds. And relax, guys. Whoo, you can push yourself back, and we're going to take that complex to our opposite leg. This is one effective way to warm up, guys. I'm certainly feeling my body temperature rise. So coming to that half split with your opposite leg in front, squeezing the quad, pointing the toe, hands on the hips, guys, as you hinge from the hips. Think like an RDL, you push your hips back. And if you need your supports, you can. Do not round from the mid to upper back. Keep that engaged. And we're holding this stretch, guys, for 30. Off we go. Check in with the position of your hips, that they're not twisted. They should be level without one being in front of the other. Nice deep breaths. 10 more seconds here, and then we'll pull our toe back to our shin. 3, 2, and 1. Pull the toe actively back to the shin. Very nice, guys. 10 more seconds here. Keep pulling, be active on that foot. You can probably pull it a little bit more. 3, 2, 1. And now we're waving the sole of our foot. Internally, externally, turning that hip in its socket. Take your time. See if you can turn it a little bit more to the left and to the right. 10 seconds. Lovely. Without moving the feet, guys, we're bending that front knee, dropping our hips forward and down, taking your hands to the mat, and we're going for 10 heel pulls. And I'll go on my count this time. So when you're ready, off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Control it back to the floor. 5, 6. Feel the hamstring contract at the top. 8, 9, and we're holding on this rep. 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and squeeze for 10, 9. Feel that hamstring. 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep pulling. 2, 1, and release, guys. Well done. Last stretch here. Take your hands to your knee. Pull your shoulders back over your hips and just let the hips sink forward and down. Go 40 seconds from now. Excellent, guys. So I kind of want you just to let gravity do its work here. Let your hips sink. It can be a little bit scary. Take a deep breath and let it out. 20 seconds. Really good work. That increased body temperature will help us with our flexibility and our splits, which we're about to do next. Whoo, and out you guys come. Lovely little complex there, guys. Just take a seat for a moment. Rock your hips side to side. We have 5 minutes remaining, guys, and we're going to go into our usual finisher, which is your active split. Give me a thumbs up if you know the one I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm a little unprepared here this evening. I do own a little slider, which is almost like a frisbee, which works great on carpet. Actually, my slipper might work. I'll pop that on and see. So guys, I'm starting in that half split position again, with my front leg straight, quad is squeezed, toe is pointed. And from here, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to slide out as far as I can until I'm like, woo, that's enough. I'm going to need a bit of assistance here on the carpet, but then without using my hands, I want to try and actively press my heel down to pull myself back to my start position. So sliding out as far as you can, and then without the use of your hands, or as minimally as possible, the assistance of your hands, press your heel down and slide yourself back to start position. So I want 5 reps, guys. Slow, take your time. Think of like a 5 to 10 second tempo on the way out. Oh, nice, Danielle. Love the creativity. We got an ASOS bag, brilliant. I didn't think this one through. I'm thinking like even Warren or Jackie, well, you have a wooden floor and a cushion is perfect, but simply a frisbee on a carpet works excellent here. I'm just going to take this time to observe and admire your guys' splits. Very nice, guys. And this is a little bit of a trusting process, because as that heel slides forward, sometimes the body can go into a panic. You okay, Donald? And like that fight, and you're like, ugh. So just try to relax forward. Don't go too far for the first couple of reps. You all right, Donald? Did you get a bit of a strain there?
I just went into a cramp, that's all.
Cramp, okay, cramp is okay. But that does remind me, do be careful with this one, guys, because hamstrings can be delicate and you don't want to push them too far. Now, you guys are nice and warmed up and that muscle is prepped, but still take this exercise with caution.
Jane, can you show us how to come back again? As in, go back from it, please.
Absolutely. So let me pop myself down here. Have I anything slippier to this slide on the floor? Not really. This is the 1 week comfort. I don't have the right setup, but I just won't go as far. So from here comfort, I'm going to slide forward. Once I get to my end range, and then I'm going to, if possible, press my heel down to pull myself up without using my hands. Now, if you need to use your hands for the first couple of inches to get yourself back, you can, and then try to take them off the floor so that you're just using that pressure down through your heel.
Great.
Lovely, guys. So do 5 on one leg, and then in your own time, swap to the other leg. How are we doing on time? We have another minute here, so you guys are okay to finish up.